with Say So. That was like my #1 song, like my first #1 ever.
Why don't you say so?
I kind of like hated it a little bit for like a while because it was just always knocking at my ear, and hearing it in the car I was like, oh, this is great, but I've heard this now 1,000,000 times. And I love to change my tune and my vibe a lot, so it's like sticking to something for what felt like forever just felt, you know, like a lot. I want to kind of change my vibe, but like it's taken till kind of the beginning of this album, V, to like appreciate my older stuff. I think it was a return to that, because Scarlet was sort of like a release of energy that was very different from all of that. And so I feel like I'm just in a place where I want to do what I know. Those first 2 albums, well, the first 3, were kind of all coinciding with each other. And so V feels like an evolved version of all of those things. But I get mad at my biggest songs, I think, and it's been a pattern. Like, I was not the biggest fan of Say So after Say So came out, and then Paint the Town Red. You can ask all my managers. They were like, this is our favorite song, and I'm like, yeah, but what about Skull and Bones? What about Shut Yo? What about this one? What about? And it's just something that, like, when I know something is going to be big, I think there's I get triggered. There's like a bit of fear behind that, because I know what that comes with. And so I tend to I'm like, yeah, that song sounds like it would play in a JCPenney. Okay, all right.
Ooh.
But I'm not mad at that, because it makes me money and that I can use to put forward into my vision visually. And I am a visual artist. And so it gives me freedom to world build. And I love making the music. It's after I make the music that I'm like, all right, I'm moving on. I think there's a narrative on like Twitter and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, she's going back to pop music because the other thing didn't work, which doesn't make sense, because it felt so good to do that. And we did such an incredible set of tours for that project, and I felt like I won. I felt so good doing all of that. And now I'm back where I know I can thrive and doing new things with that too.